whatever that you might want me to share about, please let me know by commenting. What if I pursued dance and then I got really badly injured and then I couldn't pursue this livelihood anymore? And so I thought, okay, fine, maybe I could pick up music and see how it goes. And so I picked up music. Also because at that time when I was trying to recover from that lower back injury, I basically couldn't walk. Or when I was seated, I couldn't stand. Or when I was standing, I couldn't sit. And then when I was lying down, there's no way for me to get up at all. No matter how hard I try with my hands to push myself up, I just couldn't get up or couldn't move. Music was kind of perfect at the time because all you needed to do was just sit and not move your body. All you needed to do was move your hands or your fingers, your arms. Yes. And so when I first picked up the guitar, I was playing a lot of metal music. At the time, metal was really helpful to me because it was full of anger and sadness, and it mirrored what I felt inside, and it helped me to get over that time where I felt such negative feelings inside as well. And so I practiced guitar a lot because I didn't have anything else to do anyway. I mean, after school, what else could you do if you can't move around, right? And so I practiced guitar a lot, but then eventually this thing about guitar and music grew more out of just being something that I did to pass the time. Eventually I grew more interest in it. I started to find out and learn more about it, and I think gradually the love for music grew, and then guitar became a bigger part of my life. And then because I was on a 6-year scholarship in Singapore, which was a new junior college at 18, after the 6-year scholarship, when my junior college studies was up, I decided to audition into a music school in Malaysia, which is ICOM, International College of Music, and it had a BTP program, which is Berkeley Transfer Program, that allowed me to study 2 years in Malaysia and then 2 years in the US. And therefore, I got into that program, I played music, I auditioned to Berkeley, I got a scholarship to study at Berkeley, and it just went from there. And so I started to play more music, and when I was going to study at Berkeley, I was split between studying music performance or music business and management. There were actually some people who told me that if you wanted to do music performance, you could do it, you know, by being a practitioner in the industry. You don't have to like study it in school. I know I made certain decisions based on certain things, and I decided to opt for the music business and management course. I thought to myself that at the end of the day it might be harder to study business or management material on your own, but performance, you can always perform and play on your own. But from what I've experienced at Berkeley, because no matter what degree course you're on, you would still have to take private instruction classes or music labs. And so I studied jazz at Berkeley. I took jazz labs, and every single class or lab is actually very useful to my development as a musician. So now when I think back, I think music performance degree would have made a huge difference in my playing. But a decision made is a decision made, and I didn't do a dual degree as well, because a dual degree would take slightly more time. That's when, let's say, you can choose to do music performance and music business and management at the same time. picked up dance when my parents sent me to take ballet classes when I was 10. There were several options. My parents were asking me if I wanted to pick up the piano or something like that, or maybe dance. And I think eventually I didn't quite make any decisions, so my parents just sent me to take ballet classes. And I was glad that they actually introduced me to the world of dance. There was a local dance school, and that same year that I picked up ballet, Hong Kong artists Alan Tam and Heckenley, they were coming in to perform a concert at Stadium Merdeka in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And I think they contacted the dance school or something, and I was selected to perform on stage beside these artists on an international scale stage. And then from ballet I discovered my love for performing, and I love dancing so much and being on stage. I did ballet for 4 years in Kuala Lumpur until grade 5, and then after that, because I got a fully sponsored scholarship to Singapore to study for 6 years for high school and junior college, and so I didn't continue ballet then. At the high school I was enrolled in Nanyang Girls High School. They had Chinese dancing as co-curricular activity, and therefore I signed up for it, and I think it's one of the best things I've experienced in my life, one of the best dance experiences I've had as a teenager, because it was such a big part of my life. Like, you study and then you go to dance, that's it. Like, it was my life for the entire 4 years I was in high school, and I loved it so much because we trained many times during the week. It was regular, it was long hours, it was around 3 hours or more every training actually. We did many performances together, a lot of rehearsals, a lot of training. The teacher was very strict. She made us practice or go through the routines again and again and again and again for performances, like literally. But I think in a way it instilled in me a very good discipline, because like even until today, because now I'm doing guitar, music, dance, modeling full time, and if you want to get good to perform music or dance, you just have to do it again and again and again. And so I realize it's very good training, even though it's really uncomfortable, especially when you're tired already. And then you always think that, okay, this time is gonna be the last time we're going through this routine. And then the teacher was like, okay, let's do it again. Oh my goodness. And then after that, she'll be like, okay, let's do it again and again. So, oh my god. So it was actually really intense training, but I'm glad it was like that, because I mean, teenagehood, I mean, that's the formative years, so I'm glad that I had such strict training. And I picked up guitar when I was 15, and the reason why I picked up guitar was because I got a really bad injury from dance, from Chinese dance. But it wasn't any fault of the teacher or anything, it was myself, because back then there wasn't any proper guidance on stretching. And actually, when it comes to stretching, I've only learned the proper ways to stretch, I think only last year, 2019, which is pretty late to learn about it, considering how I've been stretching my whole life, and that I've been doing dance and everything that involves flexibility. But I finally learned the concept of proper stretching when I took classes in London last year, 2019. So when I was 15 back then, we were left unsupervised all the time, and I would stretch a lot because I wanted to be more flexible. I think I had some prior flexibility already, but in order to attain greater flexibility, you would still have to stretch. And so I spent a lot of time stretching whenever I wasn't needed to rehearse a certain dance number or dance routine for an upcoming show, because there were many dances, you were involved in some, not involved in others. So for the other free time that I have during the 3 to 4 hours of Chinese dance training after school, I would sit at the side, I would stretch. I mean, other girls would be doing like other things, maybe on their phones or whatever, but I would be stretching. And so there's this move where you're in a 180 degrees split on the ground, and then you would, in that position, you would do a back bend backwards. And you would see gymnasts do this all the time. You would be in a split, and then you do back bend until your head touches your calves. And I was actually around this close to my head, touching my calves at that age, 15. And I was like thinking to myself, okay, I am gonna get it. I don't care. I just wanna get it. I envisioned myself having accomplished it, and I wanted it so badly, and so I pushed myself really hard, and I didn't know the right way to stretch, and so I got injured really bad. It was a one-off traumatic tear or sprain in the muscles in the lower back, and immediately there was such huge pain. But then I continued to stretch because I was terrified. I mean, when you feel such bad pain, and I wasn't exactly that young, I was 15, but at that time I was consumed by fear in general or anything, and I didn't tell anyone that. Basically, I continued to do everything, even though, yeah, I knew it was a bad pain, a bad injury. I think at that time we were practicing for Chinese New Year. Like, we had performances coming up, we have had all the rehearsals already, so everything was already scheduled. You know what you're committed to. You've committed yourself to performing this with your dance troupe for, let's say, Chinese New Year. We're doing this thing, we have all the costumes settled already, and for costumes it's always custom made, so we would have people who come in to measure us all over our bodies, so that for everyone it's really tailor-made to your body, and only you can wear that costume. And even if back then when I was 15, or even right now whenever I commit myself to something, I find it hard to pull out of it or anything, but of course, like, after growing up and learning from it, if it's something like an injury, now I would know that it's not something to mess around with. But back then I was terrified, afraid of the teacher, always wanted to impress the teacher, like, do you know how good I'm dancing? I mean, you don't say it out loud, but you try your best dancing in front of the teacher, and you hope that she notices you and notice that you're doing well. And so I had these commitments ready. There were upcoming performances. I didn't tell anyone. We continued to rehearse even though it was hurting so bad just to walk. I remember very vividly that for the performance that we did during Chinese New Year, it was really fast, a lot of jumps, and we had to hit a pose on every single beat. Basically, you have somewhere you have to be for every beat that comes for the music, and so there's no escaping anything. But I remember very clearly that when I was performing on stage, I just couldn't keep up to the rest of the people. I was injured and I couldn't jump well, I couldn't do moves on the beat, and the thing is, it was excruciating just to walk. But I still did performances and rehearsals, but then after that I think it got so bad to the point that I told the leader of the dance troupe, and she told the teacher, and then I had to sit at the side while I watched other girls train. And I would say it's one of the most painful times when I was 15 or 16. It was one of the most painful things in my life, to sit there and feel like you can't do anything even though you want so bad to do it. Like, I don't care how much hard work it takes or how painful it is to train hard. I just want to be able to train. But it was so painful to not be able to do anything and just sit at the side while you watch other people progress and learn and everything, when you want to work hard for it as well. And so because of this injury, it was a rather difficult time in my life then at 15. And so I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm not sure if a dance career is happening already. I mean, there are professional dancers or athletes who have like career-ending injuries and they can no longer train in their sport or compete in their sport or perform anymore. And that time when I got this injury, it terrified me a lot, because I was like, what if I pursued dance and then I got really badly injured and then I couldn't pursue this livelihood anymore? musician. I compose my own music as well, and I absolutely love that. I write lead lines and hopefully write songs that one day could reach the level of amazing guitarists such as Larry Carlton and Marty Friedman. They are my goal. As a guitarist, I've appeared in the TV talk and variety show Topic Time with Harrison Young on the MAYHEM channel, and that was in 2014. And as a dancer, I've appeared and worked in many music videos and have my dance images published in exhibitions and magazines. When I was at Berkeley, I studied jazz guitar, and my jazz teachers were Cheryl Bailey, John Baboan, and Tim Miller. I have a blog, sapphire-love.blogspot.com, where I've written many blog posts about, let's say, my classes at Berkeley or my jazz classes. I write down the things I've learned, my reflections, or even like sheet music and other worksheets that a teacher might have distributed during class, and I just add them into my blog, and also for my personal reference in the future. I mean, it's a lot of concepts we might not digest it or fully internalize when we're learning it, but so now my blog is a place where I can just refer back to any of the classes if I wanted to, and actually for anyone else who might not have that opportunity to go to Berkeley, I've understood that it means a lot to them that they could actually read my blog post and, let's say, have an inside view into classes at Berkeley. So that gives them a glimpse. As a dancer, I specialize in flexibility, and I've studied contortion as well in London. I studied contortion in Forgotten Circus School, London Dance Academy, and I've loved it since then, and I'm consistently and regularly practicing contortion right now, and hopefully to advance my contortion practice. As a dancer, I've trained in Russian ballet, classical ballet, and point work technique at the famous Pineapple Dance Studios and Dance Works in London. I've also trained ballet and intermediate jazz dance technique when I was in Boston, when I was studying music in Boston, and that was at the Boston Conservatory. It is now called Boston Conservatory at Berkeley. I've also trained for 2 years in breakdancing, and I've spent a summer studying the aerial circus arts, including aerial trapeze, aerial hoop, aerial silks, and those were amazing. I mean, what I found is that my flexibility has proven to be such an advantage when it comes to these aerial circus arts, because everyone kept commenting on my flexibility and how good it makes the poses look. As a model, I've worked in London Fashion Week, at the Pierre Garudi Spectacular Fashion Show in 2018, and I'm a published model as well. I've been published multiple times, for example, in Femme Rebelle magazine. As a model, I've also worked in many other fashion shows. I've been booked for fashion campaigns. I've appeared for like fashion TVs on Style TV or something like that, and then yeah, and I actually couldn't count how many photo shoots I've participated in my lifetime. It's literally, yeah, I've shot so much in my entire life, and that includes like dance photography as well. And for dance, and as a dancer, I've been sponsored for a dance and fashion photo shoot, 4-day dance and fashion photo shoot in Normandy, France, and it was an amazing experience. as to how I got into modeling, I started shooting more regularly around the time I was 18 or 19. I mean, before that, I've always wanted to model, but I didn't quite find any avenues to do so. But when I was 18 or 19, I had a friend who did photography, and at that time I was playing guitar, and so I asked him, can you take some pictures of me? I just want some pictures of my guitar. Why not, right? Because I play guitar. And so he took pictures of me with my guitar, he posted it on social media, and then, as you know, everyone is connected on social media, and when he posted pictures of me, and he's connected with other photographers, and he's a Singaporean, so other photographers in Singapore took notice of me, and one Singaporean photographer, he contacted me. From there I did regular shoots with him. I would go down to Singapore and shoot with him, and he would travel up to Kuala Lumpur and we would shoot, and I mostly shot with him. And so since I shot regularly with this Singaporean photographer, I built up a portfolio. And then after 2 years studying music in Kuala Lumpur, I was due to go over to America to study music. There are online platforms that allow models and photographers to connect with each other. And so there's this one platform that I used, and then around a month before I was due to be in US, I actually changed the location to Boston, Massachusetts, America. And then, so before I was even, no, and so before I even landed foot in America for the first time, this photographer contacted me, and he was the first photographer I shot with in America. And from there, because everyone is connected again, after he shot with me, other local photographers found out about me, they contacted me, and then I started doing more shoots. And I just shot a lot in the 2 years in America. And then after that, when I went to the UK to study as well, I have this portfolio of images that also helped me to shoot more in London.
absolute pleasure working with Sapphire on this project. I never met somebody with so much talent, love, humility, and just a good all-around person. Now, some people prefer diamonds, rubies, pearls. Myself, I prefer Sapphire. Until next time, be well, stay humble, peace and love.